Hey everybody, before we get started with today's video, I just want to thank everybody. The channel finally hit 14,000 subscribers. This is above and beyond any place I thought this channel would ever reach, but I like sharing information about Linux. I like being a Linux-centric channel, and I hope the information that I bring to you and the tutorials I bring to you help you out on a daily basis. Now, having said that, I have covered a lot of Linux distros just over the last year, and I think sometimes there are distros that get lost in the shuffle of everything. And what I wanted to do today was kind of revisit two distributions I think are really underrated and I think people ought to go out and give a shot to. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to revisit a couple of the distributions I've covered, and hopefully you guys like the information. Once again, thank you for that 14,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. So let's go ahead and get to the videos. There's very few times in most of the distributions that I take a look at that I get to look at something that is Fedora based, other than something like a Nobaro or an Ultramarine or something like that. What we're taking a look at today is a distribution that I find quite interesting, and I think you will too. It's called Rizzy Os, and it is Fedora based, and it is privacy centric. Now, we are presently at Rizzy Os's website, which is rizzy.io. I'll be sure to include that link in the description below. And when you go to their website, it just opens up, and up top you've got Home, CRX, which is awesome. I use that on Garuda. You can download, chat, donate, or shop. And it says, welcome to the next generation of computing, a Seattle-based OS you can trust. And you scroll on down and it lets you know it's ready for the web. It's got a fork of Linux Mint's Web App Manager, which is the wrapper that turns basically all web pages into an app. That really is pretty cool. And the fork contains a store with loads of preset web apps to choose from. Web apps from the store also have security measures to prevent users from being redirected to malicious websites, which will definitely come in handy. And then, of course, you can set up your computer with ease. You've got Rizzy tweaks. You go down here. Let's go ahead and arrow through that. You can change a lot of things up there. It looks to me like, is it GNOME-based? I'm not sure. I don't want to speak out the side of my face here. So, thanks to a stable Fedora, Rizzy OS is able to draw on the latest cutting-edge features, Rizzy Script, ZSH, and then you've got some partners. And like I said, there's Ultramarine right there. So that they're definitely backing Rizzy OS and helping out a little bit. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to go ahead and go back to my desktop, and we're going to come on down here to GNOME boxes, and we're going to go ahead and go grab Rizzy OS. I've already downloaded it in the background, and there it is right there. So let's go ahead and open that puppy up. Click next. Leave that on 20 gigabytes because we might look at the install process, or at least what that looks like. So let's go ahead and start that, and we will have to adjust the resolution. So let this boot up a little bit, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, guys, it booted up, and it's opened up to a screen right here. Do we want to try Rizzy or install it? Of course, we just want to try it, and we can close there. What is this up here? Let's click on that. Okay, that's just a customized icon for basically getting us into the activities. Okay, if we come down here, we'll go ahead. First thing I want to look at is, let's just go ahead and open up settings, and I want to go down to the about section, and there it is right there. Device name, Rizzy OS, hardware model, of course, Rizzy OS 36, the big beta. Okay, so I guess this is based on Fedora 36. It is 64-bit. GNOME version's 42.2, and of course the Windows system is Wayland. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Now I want to go ahead and hit the super key, and we come down here. We've got installed a hard drive, videos, photos, calendar, files, which I believe is Nautilus. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, and it is. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Let's come back down here. We've got contacts, weather, Rizzy tweaks, software. Okay. First thing I want to do is I want to look at Rizzy tweaks and see how much. Okay, they have tweaked it quite a bit over here with some of the looks, the application themes, the icon themes, and the cursors. Then you've got layout, mouse, window. But what I want to see is the customized version of the web apps. There's software. Okay, there's web apps. Let's go ahead and open that up. And it says there's already quite a few to select from that are already pre-built. So let's look at the store. So what do we got here? Let's go full screen. You got Photopea, audio, Apple Music, accessories, find my iPhone, Gmailinator, wormhole, development, education, Google Drive, Google's tool for online file storage, games, graphics, Google Photos, Chrome Canvas, Apple Photos, Internet, Instagram, Microsoft Sway Online, Microsoft To Do Online, TweetDeck, Twitter. I guess this is going to help some people out there, especially I guess if you got an iPhone and you want to run Linux and you need to use their applications on your system and you don't have a Mac. I mean, I guess this would definitely work for those. Disney Plus, Peacock, Odyssey, YouTube TV. Let's go back over to... These are the featured. I'm just not really... Musish, I know, is the unofficial Apple Music app. Photopea, I've heard of. And then, let's go ahead and... What happens if you click on that? What do you mean download? It's just a app wrapper. Why would you have to download it? Okay, let's try it. Let's see if it works. Add. Okay. Let's see if it added it over here. Let's go to here. There it is right there. Let's click on it. Let's see how quickly it opens up and just how easy this is. Okay, we shall see. Okay, I can move it now. Okay, so it opens up. And so Photopea opens up right there. You can pull in your GIMP or your Photoshop images and do what you need to do right there. And of course, you can come over here and close out of that. Yeah, the ads will not disappear. That's what I really hate about it. So if you really need to do photo work in Linux, just download GIMP. If you are a user of Photopea, you do have the ability to bring it up here with a web wrapper. So let's go ahead and close out of this. Let's go ahead and hit our meta key again. Let's go ahead and open up this. You got terminal. I want to go ahead and flip on over to terminal. Let's see what kind of resources we're using on this thing. Okay, we're running kernel 5.18.9, and I want to go ahead and do a top. So we're using 735 megabytes of the 2 gigabytes I have issued to it. So it's running pretty much average for a GNOME desktop, quite honest. But really, it seems kind of heavy to me for just being with the terminal open. Correct me if I'm wrong. Usually you're running about 6 to 650 with nothing running in the background. But it seems like right here we're running about 723. But like I said, I could be wrong. If you disagree with me, please put that in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Let's go ahead and bring this up. And then you've got System Monitor, Document Scanner, Utilities. What kind of utilities do we have? Disk Analyzer, Connections, Disks, Archive Manager, Image Viewer, Fonts. So just some of your basics. Look, guys, if you want something that comes with the web app ready to go right out of the box, that's definitely a plus with this. How do they do software? This should be RPM, or this should be pretty easy to figure out. Yeah, and you're probably going to have a lot of flat pack. And I'm sorry if the graphics look a little odd, because I don't know if that's because I'm running in GNOME boxes or not, but I usually don't have that issue with other distributions. Let's go ahead and do a search. Let's see if it'll let me do a search for something like Kdenlive. Yeah, it's gonna have to be installed for us to be able to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and close out of that. Let's bring the meta key back up. Go back over to Utilities, Archive Manager, Rizzy Welcome, Rizzy Tweaks. We've already looked at those, Rizzy Drawing, and that's pretty much it. So it's based on Fedora. It's definitely a good looking distribution. I didn't even take a look at the backgrounds. Are all the backgrounds customized like this one, or is this just the POW eye-catching one that's in your face on the website and on the distro when you download it? Let's go over here. If you change it to dark, okay, you got another one. So you've got a couple different. That's just jellyfish. Okay. So we'll just go back to the one that it comes out of the box with. If you're somebody that likes Fedora, you like the stability of Fedora, and it's something that you're used to using, I would definitely take a look at Rizzy Os. It's got a few little tweaks to it that make it different. Is it that much different than a Fedora or a Ultramarine or something like that? I wouldn't say that per se, but it's definitely worth a look. It's definitely different. It's definitely a different option, and that's what I'm always telling people is I love all the options that we have on Linux. Is Rizzy Os something you might download, throw on a USB, put in a virtual machine, and take for a test drive? Let me know in the comments below. Hey everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at Nitrix OS. It's been about 6 months since I've taken this one for a test drive, but let me tell you something. I've downloaded it, been playing around with it a little bit in GNOME boxes, and it's come a long way. The neat thing about Nitrix is it is based on Debian, comes with a customized version of the KDE Plasma desktop, and it uses OpenRC instead of systemd. Now you can come over to their website, which is nxos.org. I'll be sure to put that in the description below. Now you can download it right here. Now what I want to do before we get into the OS is you can come over here and look at the release announcement. This come out on the 31st of August 2022. You just come over here and it kind of goes over that it uses the 5.19.5 XanMod kernel. It's default for the distribution. And then you can come down here and it kind of gives you an idea of what the MAUI applications and the MAUI shell look like. It really looks good and cohesive across the OS, and I'll show you some of those here in a second. Now you scroll down, it just kind of goes over the changes and gives you things right there and gives you information about the operating system. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead right now and just switch on over to the Nitrix OS Desktop. Now if you download Nitrix, throw it on a USB or open it up in a virtual machine, this is the screen you're going to pretty much be met with. And you can tell right off the bat, it's got a customized version of KDE. And this is something I'm wondering myself, because this is a customized version of Latte Dock down here. Now we have heard that Latte Dock is not under development any longer. And I'm wondering, will it be Garuda or will it be Nitrix that actually takes over the development of Latte Dock? Because both of them use this dock as an integral part of their operating system. And now as you can see here, we've got the top panel up here. And if you click on this down here, it kind of gives you a different layout in the KDE desktop environment of your Bluetooth, power management, Vault, NX notifications, KDE Connect clipboard. You've got your date and time up here, sound. And then if you do open, let's just open up the settings application. As you can tell, it's got a global menu up here. Well, let's go ahead and make that full screen. And out of the box, they go to icon view. This is what you're going to have out of the box with Nitrix. Now, if you want to, all you got to do is come up here and switch it, and it kind of gives you that gives you that base KDE view that you're used to. But if that's not something you want, you definitely can change that. But it does have, like I said, the global menu, and then your dock auto hides, obviously. Let's go ahead and close that. We'll go back to those settings here in a little bit. I don't really think we need to go over them. If you're familiar with KDE, you know what those settings are, so I'm not going to beat those to death. And then you come down here and you can go ahead and click on your file manager. And they've got a different layout for your file manager. As you can see, it's more icon based. Now you can change that up a little bit, but over here, you've got tags, you've got your home folder, of course, you've got your desktop, documents, downloads, music, photos, videos, and then down here, you've got your trash, network, Nitrix, and your devices. But you can change this. You can adjust it however you want to. You can make it look a specific way. If you want to go to a list instead of a grid, you can. Let's go ahead and go to a list. And then it kind of lists them right here. Overall, it's not, the layout isn't what I call perfect. I do like it. It's different. Gives me a little bit of a feeling of a deepen feel. Deepen's icons are just a little bit more appealing, but that's all up to you. But there's a lot of different settings and things you can go through over here and adjust this file manager the way you like it. And then you can come over here. That's just your window title, minimize. You can make it smaller. And then, of course, close it from the global menu. If you come down here, click on this. It gives you the basic overall view of everything that you have here. Now, you can open up Agenda right here. And when you open it up, it just lays out your calendar for you to plan all your important meetings and things like that. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Then we'll come back down. You've got Arc, Bonsai, Booho, Clip, Firefox browser, your Index, which is your file browser. Of course, your Nitro Share. When you open that up, I still got the same complaint that I had with this 6 months ago. Right here, the writing in the background is so light you can barely read it. It is a desktop application that makes it easy to transfer files. Now, I'm not going to go into it real in depth, but if you do download it, I suggest you play around with it. It is definitely a powerful tool, but like I said, I wish they would just fix the text in the background. Same problem every time I look at this distribution, just with this application though. So let's go ahead and close that. Go back over here. You've got your NX Software Center. We're going to come back to that here in a second. You got KCalc, Steam, install Nitrix, install bottles, Nota, Pix, Spectacle, Station. Let's go ahead and open up Station. I want to see real quick if they have HTOP. And they do. Right now at rest, you're using about 877 megs of the 2 gigs that I have issued to this machine. So that's not too bad. That's typically what I'm running on Garuda, my base desktop right now, when I'm not running OBS and things like that in the background. So what's really impressive though is I guess Nitrix is utilizing Latte Dock just a little better than Garuda does out of the box, because I don't use Latte Dock anymore on Garuda. I deleted it because it was using, you know, the desktop environment was using like 1.4, 1.5 gigs out of the box with Latte Dock. So when I got rid of it, it dropped down to the 700-800 area. So they're obviously utilizing Latte Dock a little better here. Now we did have a little CPU spike there, but that's no big deal. So let's go ahead and close this out. Let's come back down here. You've got your Pix. Let's open up Pix. That's one of your designed applications strictly for this operating system. Let's go ahead and open up, I think Booho's another. That's your note application. You can move that over here. And as you can see, they pretty much line up. Clip is your video. And as you can see, all of these are Maui applications based on the Maui shell. And all of them go right along and have that great aesthetic that matches right up with the operating system. So I'm going to close out of that. Close, close. Now if we go back up here, I'm going to go ahead. I guess we can go ahead and go look at the settings now. Let's go ahead and zip on over there. And I'm not going to go through all these settings, because if you watched any of my videos where I've covered KDE, you know what they all do. You're very familiar with them. What I do want to do is go down here to About System. And once that opens up, it shows you we are on KDE Plasma 5.25.4, framework version 5.97, kernel version 5.19.5, XanMod 1, and then the graphics platform is X11. So that gives you the information on the system there. Now I want to show you how to get applications installed on Nitrix OS. So we will go ahead and open this up. And you can see right here, let's go ahead and maximize that. You got some base views of applications up top. And then you've got your Maui apps, convergence applications for desktop and mobile computers made with the Maui kit. And it kind of gives you a different way to get applications pretty much across the system. So if you go up here, you can arrow through these, or do you just got to click on the dot? Okay, just click on the dots? No, don't click on the dots. You got your Maui apps, you've got your newest, popular in games, most popular. So you've got quite an easy way here. Free to OBS. So if you wanted OBS, you just click on that. Now OBS would be an app image, and it lets you know right here. Now my question is, are the Maui apps also app images? So let's say I wanted to get, I've already got Station, Wave, Clip. Do they actually have them itemized up here? Okay, so that did change. Okay, so you can drag through these. Okay, there's an arrow right there. So I've got Maui Pix, I've got Nota. Okay, let's just go to Clip. I know we've got it downloaded. Is it an app image as well? So everything that we run on here is an app image, whether it's a Maui application or not. It's using app images. I kind of like that. I like that for the fact that I think it's a little bit better for security and stability. Now I'm going to have a lot of people disagree with me. Now I don't like snaps. I'm okay with flat packs, okay with app images. A lot of people complain and say they take up way too much space or they're way too large, but I do like the fact that they run inside a container by themselves, and they keep, if there should be a security threat there, they keep it away from the rest of your system. Plus, I do believe when you run apps that come pre-configured with their own dependencies, that you have a little smoother operation with that application. And then if you do uninstall it, you don't accidentally uninstall it, something on your system might require. But I am going to say, if you do give Nitrix OS a look, check out the NX Software Center. It's definitely impressive. And you've got your shutdown, and I think that pretty much covers it. That's a look at Nitrix OS. Just a quick look, obviously. Not an in-depth look. If it looks like something you might download, throw in a USB and take for a test drive, let me know in the comments below. Do me a favor before you leave today. Please like, subscribe, or follow my channel. Doesn't cost anything, and if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. If you like the channel and enjoy the videos that we are producing, you can support us by becoming a member to the channel, buying us a cup of coffee, throwing us a donation on PayPal, or zip on over to Patreon and become a patron to the channel. Those links will be in the description below. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next video.